Hello, it's Bill again, and we're going to talk a little bit about the actual dimensional data sheets on the tube bundles themselves. I have one here for the YouTube bundle. You can see the YouTubes. And that particular bundle, this is what our shop folks actually use to provide information so we can quote a retubing. Typically, you'll see where they ask for dimensions on the thickness of the tube sheet, the diameter of the tube sheet. You'll see there's baffles in here. 1, 2, 3, 4 shown on this one. And we actually put the number of baffles. And the baffles are different types. They're either full baffles or they're going to be partial baffles. And the flow will come up and around, just like that, of the media and the baffles. So the baffles actually provide a nesting for the tubes so they don't shake all over the place. So there's holes just a little bit greater than the diameter of each tube. And it's like nestled like a skeleton. I'm sure you've all seen them. What we provide is the center link, center to center dimension of the inner row of tubes, which would be here to here, center to center, row 2, next row, row 3, and the longest tube would be back to end, and that is from this surface all the way to the tippy end right here. And that is dimension C. That's longest back to end length. And like we said, there's going to be several like that. Then there's going to be the next row, the next row, the next row. They're put right in. Often we can reuse the baffles, but not always. They're not thick. They're maybe anywhere from a 32nd to 3/16 thick, depending. They're different materials. They could be copper. They could be steel. They could be stainless steel. They come in different materials. We just have to inspect them and see if they can be reused. However, always 90 some odd percent of the time, the value in retubing a bundle is the reuse of the tube sheet. All the drilling of the holes, and there's many and many of them, double many there, they have to be drilled, laid out, drilled, and reamed, and they're typically 7 to 10 thousandths greater in diameter, all those holes in the tube sheet, than the tubes. Then the tubes are rolled, and what we do is we have a roller motor gun that will roll each tube based on the diameter of the hole, so we get the proper enlargement or compression of the tube, and we have it so it's going to be exacting every roll. There's a limit on the torque requirement, so for the material that's being used, so the torque is proper for brass, Admiralty brass, or copper. It's set so we don't overroll or underroll to the tube sheet. So a lot of the money is in the tube sheet. So when the bundle comes in, we will actually use a skill saw, whatever means, and cut the tubes right here. So all this is out of the equation now, and all we're left with is the tube sheet. The old tubes, we make up a plug, and we put it on an arbor press, and we punch out all the old tubes that are just in the tube sheet left in there, and then we verify that the holes, like I said, are all proper. They're not oblong or oversized, and we can reuse that bundle. Again, if you pay to get the material, lay out, drill, and ream, that's big bucks. So here we have cut down on that. So we get the price of the new tubes, baffles if needed, reassemble in the skeleton, and then roll the tubes. And then we can put a plate on there and we can test to make sure there is no leakage. Done, basically. Gasket would go here and that would seal off on the shell side. Then a gasket would go on this surface to seal off on the head side. And again, the head should be checked because there's crossover joints. Some of the gasket joints, there will be a circular, and some have to go across. And a lot of time the head will degrade along the center area that goes straight across. And you have to build up and machine to get that gasket joint proper again. So you have things like material, tube sheet thickness, overall length. And then there's a lot of information on what goes on, what the different gauges are. So you will have to, if you're in the field as a salesperson, the customer may have this on the dock. And if you could fill it out and send it in to the office, they can quote on retubing based on that tube bundle. Or the customer, we can pick it up, bring it back to the shop and requote them that way. But it's just a familiarity, uh, so you would know what to do, what to expect. And again, this sheet shows the rows of tubes, total number of holes, center to center dimensions, the pitch, and the overall length on that. And then again, this is a straight tube bundle, the same. Other than that, it's the same, but they're straight tubes. I mean, this is a different type of a head. This is a main tube sheet, and this is what they call a floating tube sheet inside the exchanger. And so you have the roll on both sides, not just one like the U-tube. And again, all the information is there. So that I know will be under or up to question, and I don't blame you for asking. I hope you do. A lot of these things have a lot of question. So that being said, that is our lesson on the shop or field dimension charts for heat exchangers. And feel free, again, to ask any questions. You're going to have all these forms available to you. And like I said many times, if you need myself, feel free to contact me on my cell phone, 413-388-0174, and I'll be glad to come up and visit with you and your customer if needed, or visit with you and just make some, confirm items, or at our facility, either in Springfield or East Windsor, Connecticut. I know we can do this, and I look forward to working with everyone on it. Thank you. Bye-bye.